Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Discussions in the Afterlife. I'm Jim. I'm still in Panama for another 2 weeks, and then I'll be back in the States. So then Colleen and I will be doing these together. We'll be doing duets real soon. But in the meantime, huge news from the Finnegan group. My last name is Finnegan. And our father got kicked out of the group. What kind of a shithead do you have to be to get kicked out of your family? Well, he did. And I don't know where this came from. But there's lots of reasons for it. He was a troubled youth, got sent to a boarding school, which I went to the same boarding school. It wasn't a big deal, but apparently it helped. After the boarding school, he went to the Navy, which really helped. He came back to the States, to Pennsylvania, got married, went back to Naples, where the Sixth Fleet was at the time, back in 1960, where I was born. And so he was apparently pretty normal back in those days. Except when we got, I don't know, what does a 6-year-old boy, skinny little shy kid, do to deserve a belt across a bareback? I raised 3 kids myself, or helped raise 3 kids, and we never beat our 6-year-olds. Now, when they're 19, yeah, that's really when you want to slap them alongside the head, but not at 6. But anyhow, my mother would intercede. The beating would stop. It was terrible. It was bad. As I grew older, I tended to forget about it. I just, life you move on, and of course, I was the oldest. I moved out of the house first. I went to that boarding school, like I said. And then in the summers, after a while, I would live at the family's restaurant. I would live on the second floor of the restaurant. Just because independent teenager, it was fun. But that's when all the family damage was happening. Our father turned into a drunk. Huge. When he bought that restaurant, wow, it got bad. It got bad to the point where, he was just awful to his daughters. Just terrible. But he pulled a pistol on our brother. A loaded pistol. He threatened to kill our brother. Who the hell does that? All right, so yeah, he's a lunatic. We all knew it. Our poor mother. Oh my God. I can't imagine what she did, what she put up with. So anyhow, our father gets old, he dies. He's in the afterlife, and he does his redos. I talked about that on a different video. And then he goes behind the walls, that version of hell that was saved for him. And down here, because I mention him for these different videos I do, for here and for TikTok, I just wanted to do a study when we put recorders around the houses. I put recorders around the house, and I ask questions. I'm real quiet to give them time to answer. And then I download the recorders, or upload them, and I listen to them. Colleen double checks all the work, and we hear the answers. So I did a study, and I was asking about them. When will our father return as a human? A man in the bedroom replies, they kicked him out. Bombshell. But I didn't hear it right then. We don't hear anything in real time. So I'm going to ask all the questions, and then I'm going to upload the recorders to my laptop, amplifiers, really good headphones, and I'm going to bury my head on my desk to try to hear the answers. But that was the first answer. They kicked him out. My next question, when will our father return as a Finnegan? A man at the steps replies, he tortured the Finnegans. He was an asshole. Excuse me. I I get that. I get it. I get it. The most interesting part of that is the word was. This man at the steps is putting our father is an asshole in past tense. As if it doesn't even matter anymore. He's out of the group. He's done. He was an asshole. My next question, what's the father's job? Everybody has a job in the afterlife. A man in the bedroom, a different man in the bedroom responds, want to kill Jim. There's still anger. Well, anyhow, Colleen and I hear this. We are just dumbfounded. So we get another study together. I want more information. So we, again, 2 days later. Oh, that's a fast turnaround for Colleen and I. Usually it's a week or two. 2 days later, I put all the recorders around this house again down here. And I ask, where did our father go when he left the group? A man in the bedroom. Go. Your father had to. It's a weird way to say it, but yeah, our father had to go. Me. Who forced him out of the group? A man in the kitchen replies. That was Uncle who did that. Wow, there's a lot of uncles to pick from. And Colleen and I have been thinking about this. The most prominent uncle that has been around the last year or so is his great uncle Abdul. He was from the Middle East. He was a trader. And he was around just last year to let our father's grandfather out of punishment. He was in a form of hell himself. And Abdul showed up in Pennsylvania and let him off the roof, let him out of prison, out of jail. So we assume that Abdul, there's a good chance that he interjected again. He's a big shot. So he's involved with the Finnegans. I asked the next question. Why did it take so long to kick our father out of the group? Because he was such a shithead. A woman in the spare room replies, it isn't all that easy. Well, that's a fair assumption to make. I mean, when you're doing something momentous enough to actually kick somebody out of a group, a family, I asked the next question, what group will he be with now? And a different man in the bedroom with a little bit of anger, it doesn't matter. He doesn't care. Who cares? Yeah, it's about hell, the hell our father was in. How did going behind the walls help our father? You would assume that kind of punishment would... No. A guy responds from the kitchen. It didn't help. Yeah, jail just doesn't help everybody. Not everybody's redeemable. Apparently our father was the same. He wasn't redeemable. But he's not involved with apparently not involved with the Finnegan group anymore. One less pain in the ass to deal with in the afterlife. We're gonna keep digging on this one. This is a really interesting subject. The first time it's come up that a person can get kicked out of their family group in the afterlife. There you have it. I got more. I'll be back.